Hello guys, it's me, Mario again, and today we're going to continue Arcta, the mountain giant. Put the camera a bit, I zoomed in the camera a bit, so that's why it's a little closer than usual. Chapter 5, Danger in the Mountain. For once my glasses aren't dirty. Tom gripped his sword. We're here to help. The biggest man said. Relief swept over Tom, turning towards the house. He began to think how they could free the three thieves. We need to know where the door is so we can remove the rocks from the front of it. Tom yelled to the trapped men. Can you bang on it for us? A faint thumping started up. The 8 men wasted no time. They braced their shoulders against the rocks and started to heave them out of the way. But some of the rocks were huge, even when the men used wooden poles as levers. They were possibly to sift. Impossible to sift. Blech. No one looked. No man looked up grimly. One man looked up grimly, his hair wet with sweat. It will take all night to clear this. The house could collapse before then, Tom said. Desperately, there had to be some other way. Then he remembered something he had learned from his uncle, the blacksmith. He's a blacksmith. Ooh, okay. Everything has a breaking point. One day his uncle had demonstrated this by shattering a sheet of metal with a soft tap of a hammer. He had explained that it was a matter of finding the point of weakness, then applying pressure to it. Tom studied the largest boulder closely. He didn't know what he was looking for until he saw it, a small crack near the bottom. But it wasn't a crack, just a line where two different types of rock met. Tom pulled his sword out of its scabbard, and held it up in front of him. Crouching down, he brought the sword back, keeping his eyes focused on the small line. With all his strength, Tom swung the sword, striking just to the left of the line. The impact sent painful vibrations up his arms, but nothing happened to the rock. Tom took aim again and swung the sword even harder. This time the The blow hit the line. There was a sharp cracking sound, and the rock crumbled into pieces. Tom could hear gasps of shock from the men behind him. "What is that sword made of?" someone asked. "Never mind that," said Tom, examining the next boulder for its weak spot. "We should clear this rubble." The men scrambled to drag away the smaller pieces of rock. Tom kept bringing his sword down in ringing blows against the massive boulders. The muscles in his arms were soon trembling with the effort, but he couldn't stop, not while people were still trapped in the house. With a surge of hope, Tom saw the door to the house slowly being revealed. He fell to his knees and used his bare hands to dig away the last of the boulders. Last of the rubble. Blech. Finally, the door creaked open, and the three thieves staggered out, coughing and spluttering, coughing and spluttering. "Thank you," they cried. The tallest thief shook Tom's hand. "I owe you my life," he said. "My name is Randall." Belkov smiled at Tom. "I don't know where you learned to use a sword as so well, but that was quick thinking, my young friend." He clapped his hand and turned to the crowd. "Let's forgive these men. I think they have learned their lesson, and we must accompany our new guests to the town hall." "To Tom and Elena," he said. "Most of the townspeople are already sheltering there. Come along." Most of the townspeople are already sheltering there. Oh, they're walking there. Okay. Sheltering is, I think, is another word for walking. Okay. "Come along." "Thanks, but we'll have to join you later," Tom called, hanging back with Elena. "We have something to do," he said to Elena in a low voice. "We can't lose any more time. We must find Arcta, the mountain giant, and stop him before he can cause another landslide or kill someone. It's a someone, not somebody. Read the words. She nodded. "Let's go." Tom felt a tap on his shoulder. It was Randall. "Are you going up the mountain?" he said worriedly. Bleh. Tom and Elena looked at each other, but said nothing. "You know about Arcta, don't you?" he continued. Elena glanced at Tom uneasily. "Everyone knows the oldest stories. Arcta is one of the beasts," she said. "But do you believe he's real?" asked Randall. Tom nodded. "Yes, we do." "Can you tell us where to find him?" asked Elena. Randall sighed. "Well, the town legend is that he lives somewhere called the Place of the Eagles. All the shortcuts are buried, but the main trail will take you there. It splits in 5 directions. Always take the right-hand path. After a fair hike, you will come to a rocky plateau. According to stories, that is where you will find the beast. Thanks. Thanks, said Tom. Be careful, Randall warned. Tom and Elena climbed onto Storm. Not into, onto. Bleh. Onto Storm. With a snort, the horse cantered towards the mountains, steam puffing from his nostrils. I need to drink real quick. How are you all doing today? I am making these videos kind of late, but it's around 4 o'clock right now, so sorry I'm making these kind of late. I was playing some Animal Crossing on the Switch. New Horizon. Tom was both afraid and excited as they set off up the winding trail. Looking up at the towering peaks, it was incredible to think how small they had looked in the distance. The mountains seemed to stretch as high as the stars, their summits lost in dark wisps of cloud. Bleh. It's your nose. The trail whistled and turned. The trail twisted and turned up the mountainside, but Storm kept his footing. Sheer rock faces rose up to their right, and their left cliffs dropped into nothingness. The higher they climbed, the colder the air became. It was harder to breathe, too. Finally, the trail leveled out into a plain, where 5 paths led in different directions. It was eerily quiet. Tom pointed. Randall said always to take the right-hand path. Elena frowned, but it looks as if Silver wants to take the left. The wolf was edging along the left-hand path, but had cocked to one side, as if listening when he started barking loudly. What's got into you, Silver? Elena asked in surprise. Suddenly the wolf bolted down the left-hand path. He must want us to follow him, said Tom. Maybe he knows where Arcta is. At a touch of Tom's heels, Storm galloped after the wolf. Tom and Elena leaned forward to take as much as they weight off the horse's back as possible. The storm was brave and strong, but it was hard work for him on these steep mountain paths. Then Elena looked up ahead and gasped. "Silver, come back!" She yelled, "Now!" "What is it?" said Tom. She pointed. "Look!" Tom felt a chill go through him. Colder than ice, it looked as if a dark cloud was rolling down the mountainside towards them. It looked like as if a dark cloud was rolling down the mountainside towards them. Bleh. Then the ground started to shake. Tom could feel the vibrations traveling up his legs. It was like nothing he'd ever felt before. Tom knew that was no cloud. It was a landslide. Oh boy. And that was chapter 5. Excuse me. Next chapter will be The Coming of the Beast. And we have some pictures in this chapter too. Here's Tom breaking the rocks from the boulders in front of the house. And here's the crew on the mountain. And they spotted the landslide, apparently. I believe. Possibly. As soon as they come up the mountain, they get landslides. Alright, that was chapter 5 of Arcta the Mountain Giant. Well, I hope you guys enjoy my videos. And I hope I will see you in the next one. Yeah, itchy nose. Alright. See ya. Hopefully you check out my DeviantArt, Dragon Master Mario, and I also have a Twitter, Mario Herline. Hope you follow me on Twitter and subscribe, and check out my DeviantArt, Dragon Master Mario. Alright. Goodbye, everyone. Hope you're having a lovely rest of your day. See ya.